And more importantly, where does that leave those patients with illnesses in need of a real cure? Under the current system, quite simply, out of luck. And in the meantime, Big Pharma is still making billions, while Dr. Apparao operates completely at the other end of the financial spectrum.
So my earnings, my basic earning is my salary. I'm working for the government. I'm a professor in a medical college. So whatever the money that we are incurring on this is sufficient to maintain our show.
Meanwhile, as we try to think of a possible solution and not allow ourselves to become depressed by this David versus Goliath scenario, let's turn to one of the most interesting of Dr. Apparao's cases that involved a woman farmer.
In my areas, the cigars smoking in the rivers is a common phenomenon. Here the people, especially women, also smoke because it's a very rural area. So that's called reverse smoking, which causes so much of heat inside the mouth and it damages the palate. Gradually, because of the chronic irritation, they will get cancer hard palate. So this grows in a small ulcer, then it proliferates, comes to a cauliflower stage, and finally it takes up a fellow.
Reverse smoking is achieved by putting the lighted end of the cigarette or cigar into the mouth. This may look like a stage trick, but let me assure you it is not. It is simply a common and popular way of smoking in southern India.
There's one lady called Bangarama. This Bangarama has come to me one fine afternoon with already a mid-phase of cauliflower. She said that she went to cancer hospitals, then they said that they wanted to give radiation and other things. Since she is so much worried about the radiation, she don't want to undergo all those things. And what the medicines previously were given were useless to her. She said, you give something which may be useful to at least to relieve my pain. So by the time when she come to me, the worst thing is her pain. Because already I have mastered to reduce the pain. Since I am already used to reducing the pains of all the arthritis people, the same regime I have given in a good interest to relieve her pain. So she is comfortable for 1 week. Later on, he is not only comfortable, the irritation has come down. After that, gradually everything has come down. So after 2 months or so, there is no cauliflower structure that is healed. Then I took Bangarama to a cancer surgeon and presented this case to him. He is a renowned cancer surgeon in our area. Once in a while he visits from US to India. He is a pioneer in made a cancer hospital in place. He has examined, said with a very excited mood, and he told to me, "Arey Rao, it has got cured. As a surgeon, I know what the meaning of a healing." So I was amazed. This Bangaram is alive till already, this is somewhere around 15 years. So the 15 years, the cancer has not relapsed. She is hale and healthy. She is doing a lot of activities. She came as a middle-aged woman. Now she became an old woman.
నా పేరు బంగారమ్మ.
అది బంగారం కాదు.
ఇంటి పేరు డాక్టర్ బంగారమ్మ. నీ పేరు అప్పారావు డాక్టర్ కాదు. అంగుట్లోనే పుట్టింది. ఆ వైద్యదారు వెళ్ళాను బాబు. ఎక్కడా తగ్గలేదు. ఎక్కడ తగ్గిపోతే అక్కడి నుండి వెళ్ళిపోయి మరేందుకో మరి చెత్తది పోతే పోతే అక్కడ వద్దిస్తే చాలు ఒక 4 రోజులాగా ఉంటే ఆ బాగా నోవైపోయి అక్కడి నుంచి అంతే ఈ బొబ్బులు అతను తెలిసినాడు తీసుకొచ్చినాడు అతని కాడికి. ఈ అప్పారావు డాక్టర్ ఇంజక్షన్ చేసినాడు మాతరలు అలాగే ఇక్కడ ఈ మందులే. లేకపోతే నేను ఇప్పుడు చచ్చిపోయి 10 సంవత్సరాలు అయింది, 15 సంవత్సరాలు అవుతుంది. అలాగా మందులు ఓడుకొని ఈ అంగుట్లో పుండు అప్పుడు కానిండి అంత అన్నం తిని ఇప్పుడు దాకా బతికినాను. ఇప్పుడు దాకా ఆ బాధ తగ్గిపోయి ఇప్పుడు ఆ మందులే ఓడతాను, ఆ ఇంజక్షన్లే ఓడతాను. ఇంకో వైద్యాలు ఉంటే వైద్యాలు కూడా వెళ్తాను అతని కాడికి. అంగుట్లోనూ ఈ కురుగు పుట్టి ఈ అంగుట్లోని కన్నం పడి 4 రోజులు అన్నం తినలేదు, 4 రోజులు భోజనం తినలేదు. ఈ అప్పారావు డాక్టర్ ఆ మందుల వల్ల అలాగ కొంత బాగుండి అలా కేమంపుని అంతే అన్నం తిని కొంత బాగుండి అలాగే ఇప్పుడు తగ్గిపోయి తగ్గిందా ఇక్కడే మందులు ఓడతాను, ఇక్కడ ఇంజక్షనాలు ఇక్కడే మందులు వైజాగ్ వెళ్ళిపోయినా వైజాగ్ వెళ్తాను, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళి మరి వెళ్ళిపోతే ఏది చేస్తాను. ఎలా తెలుసుకొని వచ్చినాను, ఇక్కడ ఒక నేతలు ఉన్నారు మాకు బొగ్గుల్లో, రంగరాపురం నేతలు. మా యజమానితో చెప్తే ఆ సాలూరులో ఉన్నాను, మళ్ళీ వైజాగ్ వెళ్ళాను, క్యాన్సాక ఆసుపత్రికి వెళ్ళాను, అక్కడ కరెంట్లు వేసేస్తామని మరి వేసుకోకుండా అవన్నీ తిరిగి వెళ్ళిపోచ్చినాను. చచ్చిపోతే పోనీ వచ్చి ఒగ్గిసినారా, ఆ నేతలు చెప్పడం మా యజమాని తీసుకొచ్చి ఆ అప్పరో డాక్టర్ ఇక్కడ పడేసినారా. అక్కడి నుంచి ఆ మందులు ఆ ఇంజక్షనాలు అలా ఓడి అలా ఎంత బాగుంటే అప్పుడు ఎంత అన్నం తిని అప్పుడు శుభ్రంగా ఉన్నాను. అలాగా 15 సంవత్సరాలు అయింది. ఈ 15 సంవత్సరాలు ఆ మందులే ఆ ఇంజక్షనాలే, ఎక్కడున్నా అక్కడికి వెళ్తాను అలాగాను.
ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ ఖర్చు అవ్వలేదా?
ఎక్కువ ఖర్చు అయింది మరి ఆ పాట అలాగా ఒట్టుకొని వచ్చేదాన్ని. ఎక్కువ ఖర్చు అవలేదు ఇతని కాడ, ఏరే డాక్టర్ల కాడే తిప్పినారు, ఎక్కువ డబ్బు అయిపోయింది. అక్కడ ఒక 5 రోజులు ఉన్నాం కూడా, ఉండి మరి వెళ్ళిపోయినాను. తిరిగి వెళ్ళిపోసిన తర్వాత మరి ఎందుకు చచ్చిపోతే పోనీ అంటే అనేసి ఒగ్గిసిన తర్వాత ఈ కౌరు తెలిసి అతను చెప్పిన తర్వాత నాకు మా బాబును మా యజమాని తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఆ నేతడోను తీసుకొచ్చి ఈ అప్పరో డాక్టర్ కాడ ఉంచినారు. ఆ ఇంజక్షన్ చేసినాడు. ఆ మాత్రలో ఆ ఇంజక్షన్లు అక్కడ కాంచి 4 రోజులు అన్నం తినలేదు. అక్కడ కాంచి ఎంత వేసి అన్నం ఇలాగ తీసొక్క గట్లా తాగి అలాగే కసంతా ఇప్పుడు దాకా బాగుంది. ఇప్పుడు 15 సంవత్సరాలు అయింది. ఆ మందులే ఓడతాను, ఆ ఇంజక్షన్లే చేసుకుంటాను. వైజాగ్ ఉంటే వైజాగ్ లేదా వైజాగ్ కూడా వెళ్తాను, ఏడు చేస్తాను అది.
Over the years, Dr. Apparao has formed support groups that meet regularly to discuss both the progress of their own treatment as well as that of fellow group members.
Some of the patients whom I treat are also being treated by Dr. Apparao. I have sent my own cases Dr. Apparao, where I could not get sufficient or satisfactory treatment. I have sent them, they got cured. What is doing is the scientific approach. This medicine is based on science. It is not speculation. Medicine is entirely scientific medicine. The theory, the evaluation, according to me, is different, but I feel it's scientifically stating.
I'm not an evangelist, not a guru. I have the passion towards healing. I'm simply a medical man. This concept, I have a belief in my concept. At the same time, it is working. That is the reason why all this is happening. We conduct small gatherings at least once in 2 months. And at least once in 6 months, we will have a big gathering. This gives us so much of moral support. We are getting a lot of feedback, how much dose we can fix, what are all the diets or any other things we are not supposed to, what is that to stop or to take. These things can get very freely out of these feedbacks.
I myself suffered a lot 2 years back. All of a sudden I had severe joint pains, and there was a lot of swelling in all the joints and suffering a lot, and I tried all types of medicine including homeopathy, ayurvedic, even I've seen 2-3 rheumatologists also. They said this is a seronegative arthritis and you will need to take treatment for a very long time, which includes steroids also. Then I was not getting relief with any of the drugs. So one fine day, one of my colleagues suggested to see Dr. Apparao. So as a last hope, because I could not even walk for a few days because of the joint pains and all. I could not even get up and go to the bathroom. So in that state, I went to him. So he said, I have a drug which cuts your inflammatory process at the beginning stage itself. So the only thing is you'll have to take 3 or 4 shots, and depending on that, we'll go ahead, he said. So I took a chance and he gave me the first shot. The very next day, almost 80 to 90% of my pains have subsided. I was so impressed. So I had to take almost 6 injections at an interval of 1 week. Then I started taking at a regular intervals of 1 to 2 months. Late I stopped because I was unable to meet him, and when I come he is out of station, and when he is in and I am out of station, because I work somewhere in 200 kilometers from here. So that way I was very much impressed with him. So I feel it will help many of the patients who are suffering from arthritis or psoriatic arthritis or any joint pains or any inflammatory disease for that matter, because it's cutting at the preliminary stage itself of an inflammatory process.
One cannot help but think that Dr. Apparao's discovery might have acquired more widespread interest if, instead of being an Indian doctor working in poor southern Indian communities, he was associated with a prestigious Western medical establishment or research institution. Which then leads to the question, why have we as a society come to doubt when an individual rather than a known company makes a groundbreaking discovery? Is it because we're so blinded by the marketing and sales efforts of an established and self-serving industry that we have become tricked into plotting against our own best interests? Have we become so influenced by one avenue of discovery that we rule out others just because the discoverers don't look the way we've been told they should look? Or is it because the world of Dr. Apparao is a place where certain things are still done in ways that would astound Western values, sensibilities, and expectations?
My goal is to set up clinics in different countries and train doctors in my methods so that many patients can receive the benefits of my discovery and treatment.
It may surprise you to know that presently there are over 60,000 Indian doctors working in the English-speaking Western world, including the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia and Canada, and that India is by far the single largest source of émigré physicians in the world. So knowing this, why couldn't a lone Indian doctor be the source of a major medical discovery that just might change the world for the better, even in this computer high-tech dominated world? Why not?
I do agree that I'm expecting a kind of a resistance, but I'm not giving anything. I have given my experiences. I'm showing my experiences to you. These are all the people who got benefit out of this concept, that's all. So this is going to be evaluated, and this is the credit given by the community to me. Resistance is common, I am bothered about that. Here what's my thing is, I am giving my 30 years of clinical experience for validation and discussion. This is my sheer observations over a long period of 30 years. I am a doctor. I am just treating with the available medicines. I am not making any synthesizing neither medicines nor dispensing in any different way. So the thing is that I could use them more properly, more judicially, with more reason and logic. The key is very simple. This may be unlocking more locks.
Systems don't like change. And the reason we call things an establishment is because it's established. It's settled. It's solid. And sometimes solidity can mean rigidity as well. So it's very hard to create change quickly in any large and established system. And that's true about medicine the way it is about anything else. If you come up with a new idea and you begin to produce positive results, if it can't be explained in the old language, people are going to be suspicious of it because they have a lot invested in that old system. Producing change suddenly means giving up that investment, saying, oh my goodness, we were wrong. There are some classic examples of this in the history of medicine. A doctor named Semmelweis discovered that it was probably other doctors who were carrying germs from one pregnant woman to another and making infections that caused the women or their babies to die. Now, doctors did not want to hear this. They didn't want to hear it before he had evidence, and they really didn't want to hear it afterwards. And so change didn't happen right away. that process is repeated hundreds and hundreds of times, and it's not a case of a conspiracy. It's the case of a lot of people who have dedicated their lives to doing the best they can under a particular model, being a little reluctant to suddenly get told, hey, you were wrong. You've been doing it wrong all this time. Your patients have had ongoing pain because you didn't do it right. People feel anxious and they feel guilty and they feel suspicious when they get told that they were wrong all this time and that everything they were taught was wrong too. But of course, you also have very particular standards in the field of medicine. Today, we expect certain kinds of proof, and one doctor and that doctor's patients may not be able to produce enough evidence that it can overturn an established theory. And I think that's part of the problem you have here. Most doctors are running to stay in place in terms of medical change. Just keeping up with the field is incredibly difficult. Keeping up with the field and innovating and bringing on board things that haven't been accepted by, let's say, insurance companies or your hospital board of ethics. That's virtually impossible for any single doctor to do.
We're not saying that Dr. Apparao's discovery is the panacea for all our illnesses, but then neither is he. But what he is saying, however, is he has come upon something that offers a different perspective about inflammatory illnesses that affect a large section of our society, and that his treatment of these illnesses, based on his theory developed over a 30-year period, has given him a success rate and enough credibility to merit the attention of impartial medical researchers who are not under the direct or indirect influence of vested pharmaceutical company interests. And the best part of it is that Dr. Apparao seems anxious to share what he has learned with any reputable research institution that may be interested in his work. We can also look at the argument from another perspective. In an aging society with mounting healthcare costs, can we afford not to look seriously at something that may cure serious illnesses in an economical way, that may offer long-term economic and health benefits?
I might have treated more than 3,000 arthritis patients, more than some 300 of paralytic patients, and I might have treated more than 40 cancer patients. The only inclusion criteria is that must be an inflammation and which is not responding to the regular treatments. That is my category. But my success rate is more than 60%. It is not the drug. It is not just give a single. I have not encountered the single shot cures much. We may get one or two, but single shot cures are very less. It must be consistent. We have some regime. That regime has to be maintained. In sense, all these days we are thinking diseases very divergently. Probably I am the first man who might have found or observed or summed up over a period of time that all the diseases has an interlink. This interlink is nothing but histamine and its vicious cycle, rather called as Rao's vicious cycle. This is reverse engineering. Unknowingly, we have cured so many patients. After analyzing them, we are working at only one area. So this area is as an interlink. When I read the thoroughly, having a large study on it over a period of more than 1.5 decades, we could found out some principle. That's the basic principle. Probably this is it's going to be a very important biological principle. If it is being, thoroughly studied by the institutions, if it gets the limelight, certainly we may be getting an important clue in curing the huge number of diseases.
What many people don't realize is that the pharmaceutical business and medical research are two different things. The pharmaceutical business wants to make money, but the medical research wants to cure diseases.
But what can we do as individuals to even out these odds against the Goliath-like behemoth system that discourages new avenues of discovery in medicine? For one thing, we can use the power of social media and contact everyone we know who might find this program useful and urge them to contact Dr. Apparao directly via his website, or they can contact their political representatives or even their local health authorities to investigate further into the help that Dr. Apparao is offering to sufferers of inflammatory diseases.
In my experience, I have seen all these patients with cancer, patients with cirrhosis of liver, patients with severe grade of arthritis. These are all came and they're all recovered, still recovering. So many success stories are there. So what I wanted to say is that this should be a kind of an alternative or holistic approach to the very, very big problem of entire human health. But I wanted to say that the Rao's vicious cycle works.
Without any operation, doctor has treated him without a knife. He has just treated him with a needle. It's a miracle in my life, and he has given me, my child, and my husband a new life. My parents have given me first life and health, and I dedicate this life and health to this doctor. It's a great, great doctor.
I have sent my own cases, Dr. Apparao, where I could not get sufficient or satisfactory treatment. I have sent them, they got cured.
If you find any untreatable disease, please bring that patients to me.